Hey guys, apart from being crap at PMQs, Kemi Badenoch's other major failure is that she's against stuff and not for stuff. At a conference this week, she spoke about how the party is dropping net zero because it's too hard. When talking about pretty much any issue, it's all doom and gloom. We need to cut this, we need to cut that, immigration is too high, too many people are on benefits. Do the Tories and Badenoch in particular have any positive vision for the future? That's an honest question. Here she is talking about the ECHR, and it's another perfect example of a party with no rudder.
That if we need to leave the ECHR, we will do so, but we're not going to do it without a plan. I remember voting before I became an MP in the 2016 Brexit referendum, only to become an MP the next year and see that we'd made a decision, but a lot of the thinking had not been done and we were making it up on the fly. We cannot do that again. Even leaving the ECHR is not enough to solve the myriad problems that we have. That's why I talked about lawfare in its entirety. There are many things, including some of the agreements that underpin how we've got to net zero. So we will need something that looks across the board. I have been talking about complete policy renewal, not policy tweaks or just things that are for the moment, but that will last for the long-term future.
My goodness, is the clapping because she stopped speaking? My goodness, you know, Keir Starmer people describe Keir Starmer as boring. This is a cure for insomnia. What do the Tories actually represent? Do they actually have any positive policies? She's talking here about, in this conference, about, well, we can't do net zero because it's too hard. It's impossible. We can't, we might leave the ECHR, but we might not. Contrast this with Nigel Farage. I'm no fan of Nigel Farage, but people are cheering Nigel Farage. He has enthusiasm. What do the Conservatives have? It's like a tomb. If you want to encourage people to vote for you, you need to have some sort of vision. You have to say, this is what we're for. What are the Conservatives actually for? I know what they're not for. They're against a load of things. But what are they actually for? What is their vision for the future? What would they like to achieve? She keeps talking about, well, we don't have a plan at the moment because it's too early. Okay, when are you going to have a plan? The May elections are just around the corner. And I think if the Conservatives receive a bloody nose, she'll be probably removed because she'll be blamed. Oh, why didn't you have a policy? You should have had a policy. You should have had a plan. You should have been able to present something on the doorstep. Like, what are the Conservative candidates presenting to the public on the doorstep? We're against this. we're against that. We're against net zero. We're against immigration. We're against people on benefits. We're against. That's all they are. That's all they seem to be. What are they actually for? So, you're not going to encourage people to vote for you if all you say is, I'm against stuff. I don't have a plan because it's too early. Don't worry, we will have a plan in a few years' time. Look, I understand this thing about not having a plan, but you have to have some sort of vision. You don't have to have details, but you must have a vision. You say, this is what we want to achieve in the future. I can't give any examples because the Conservatives don't seem to care about having a vision for the future. Like growing the economy, but how are you going to grow the economy? You need to have something that you can present to the public, something you can sell. But they have nothing. They have a boring middle manager who just stands up on stage and delivers these speeches about what cannot be done. They need, as I said before, they need to break from the past. They need a new leader, somebody fresh, somebody not connected with the previous administrations, and somebody who can actually present some sort of vision for the Conservatives. Not that I would agree with that vision, but if I was giving them advice, that's what I would say. Somebody new, a fresh face with a real vision for the future, something that would improve people's lives, or at least on the surface pretend to do that. Because we're talking about the Conservatives here. But they have nothing. It's all doom and gloom.